Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ivan Roland Karkada. Today I am here to present our innovative research design for the title Low Cost Operational Framework for Administering an Online Proctored Examination. My co-researchers include Dr. Professor Jay Prakash Monraj and Professor Dr. Rosley Bin Norden. The recent COVID pandemic has taught us a valuable understanding that many of our educational needs can be delivered, guided, monitored through online technology and harness its benefits which are previously unimaginable, especially in medical field. Despite of its durability and benefits when it comes to assessment, we have seen that formative and summative evaluation are essential to validate the knowledge acquired by our students. However, a number of challenges may arise during administration of this online assessment like internet connectivity, proctoring of a huge number of students, adequate electronic hardware is available by the institutions, and moreover, financially affordable and dependable software is of the concern. So, in order to address this ad hoc educational crisis during a pandemic situation, a standardized operational model that exhibits the validity, reliability, and affordability is currently non-existing or non-available for most of the universities, especially when it comes to high-stake online assessment in medical field. So, with the challenges faced, our main objective and the goal of this study is to develop a reliable and affordable evidence-based operational model that can be used to conduct a comprehensive high-stake online exam for medical students during our pandemic period. So in line with our goal, our research design plan has come up with this innovative model to execute the conduction of online examination. This model is known as Modified Fishbone Online Examination Model. Proposed model enables the conduction of online synchronous proctored closed book examination in real time, which is comparable to face-to-face manual examination. The examination and invigilation is carried out based on the design model combined with learning management system and Google Meet applications. The existing information technology facilities and the modified standard operating procedure was developed to optimize and integrate the technology effectively. So this model has got two parts. One is the SOP model, which you can see in the figure 1, and the second part is the use of the softwares and the technology and the hardware. That is, one is the computer systems, the PC models, and the software parts are like learning management system and the Google Meet application. So here we can see the exam committee after receiving approval from the Senate and the academic board on the SOP for conducting online exam, then proceed with our model, which is having 9 steps. As you can see here on the top side, that is on the top side of this fishbone design is activities for the staff or the invigilators, and on the lower side you can see the activity to be conducted by the students. So what happens is that in the beginning, the step number 1 involves the initial briefing for both staff and student conducted on a separate day, and this briefing is all about addressing on how to conduct or how this exam will be conducted on an online proctored manner. So both parties concerned will be briefed accordingly as per the requirements and the guidelines in the SOPs. So once this is done, in the next session, step number 2, we will do what we call as requirement check. So requirement check is for hardware as well as for the softwares on both sides. So for the staff and the invigilators, the requirements are given by the universities, and that is the PC monitoring system, then the software LMS and Google Meet. On the other hand, for the students, they have to also prepare their hardware, that is either PC, desktop, or laptop. So apart from this, they also should have the two softwares, that is LMS and the Google Meet, and also not to forget the stable internet connection. So once the requirements are achieved 100%, all okay from both sides, we go to the third step, that is conduction of the mock exam. So this mock exam is like a trial before the final, so that either all the parties concerned will be aware of what to expect in the final exam. So this mock exam is in exact replica of the final exam, but conducted for a very short period of time. So, so the staff involved also will be trained how to handle the students on conduction of the mock proctored exam, and also the students will be given training on how to answer in the online mode. So once the mock exam is done, the next step is to get the feedback using Google Meet and the Google Forms, so to see whether there is any loophole. So in this case, if there is any issues like of hardware issues or internet issues, all these will be addressed, and the feedback is seriously taken into consideration to rectify all the problems. So once it is all done, we go for the second mock exam, which is, we believe, that should have addressed all the problems which have arisen from the first mock exam. So once we get the assurance that everything is running smooth as per the SOP, then we do the second mock exam, and you see the results and also take the feedback and see if there is anything to be um, improved. So if everything is okay, then we go to the next step, that is briefing for the final exam. How the final exam will be conducted and what are the protocols as followed by the SOPs. So since by now the students and the staff are already exposed to the two trial sessions, the mock exams we have, so we expect the exam conduction to be running smooth. Once they have done this briefing, then we go to the next step, that is the final exam itself. So as per the protocol, the conduction of final exam will be done, and once it is done, again the students will give feedback and staff also will give feedback on this examination to see if there is any shortfalls or any other issues to be tackled up. So after this, the exams will be the results will be tabulated and submitted to the further process by the academic board. So this is the overall protocol of the conduction of the online proctored examination. So this is phase one, and in the next slide you can see the actual technical requirements and how we cater for this exam. So here we can see the system arrangement for the conduction of online examination using our design plan. So here we have two parts, figure 2 and figure 3. Figure 2 is for monitoring staff or the invigilators, and the figure 3 is a setup for the student workstation. Now in figure 2, one single invigilator can monitor up to 6 students who are seated in a remote location, either at their home or in their home country. So the invigilator who is sitting in front of these two monitors, as you can see from the design plan, can see 6 students, that is 3 students per monitor. So in the monitor, we use the two software system. One is Google Meet and the what we call as the LMS. So what happens is that the 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 staff can monitor the students' video through Google Meet on the top of the monitor here, whereas his LMS or her LMS can be seen on the lower side of the each of the subscreens. So likewise in the another monitor also. So in this way, the staff can see 6 students at a time, and they are connected individually to the staff who is monitoring them, who is invigilating them. So there is no chance of the students hearing each other. So each are separate link, and they cannot listen to what other students are talking, or if with the invigilator if the need be, or any other disturbances. So in this way, the our staff can monitor 6 students at a time, and until they complete the examination. So one is the video recording which you can see on the top, and the second is the LMS page which they can open in their system, and try to answer the questions which they have been asked to do so. So while they're answering, we can monitor what they're doing from our end, and if there is any need to be cautioned, we can always guide the students. On the other hand, figure 3 shows us the setup for student workstation. As you can see, the student will be placed in this kind of setup following all the SOP requirement for online exam, which is stated in our documentation, which is briefed as per our design model. So a student who has followed all the SOP guidelines is seated in isolated place alone in a room, and you can see he or she will be using a PC or a laptop, and which has got a video camera inserted. So the student is visibly seen. What you see here is what you see in this figure 2 also. So the video of the students, both from the front view and the side view, where you can see one more camera is located on the side, so that we can get the side view also. So where this can be altered by the invigilator who is recording and who is seeing the whole entire examination process or proctoring the exam. So in this way we can see the student as well as his surroundings, that he is not helped or um, by the any other sources within his reach. So this makes us sure that we follow the exam guidelines, that which is similar with that of the manual examination conducted in the exam hall. And also to note that the software which uses LMS is also secured, and he or she cannot open any other browser except the LMS, and it is all recorded, and proper log records for both LMS as well as Google Meet is made available and recorded in the our system. So in this way, the full video and their examination writing pattern from starting point to the end point is recorded for future references. So by doing this, you can see that very secure examination can be done using this setup through online platform. Next, the practicality and usefulness. Feedback from both students and staff was satisfactory with the conduction of proposed online model of examination, with the latter being more so. The online examination with Cronbach alpha score of 0.71 suggested a good internal consistency and a reliability, and various tests of validity ensured this online model was dependable, reproducible, and concurrent with other examination. And you can also see these details in table 6 and figure 4. Figure 4 also gives us a rough idea of the overall pass percentage in previous and current cohort. So when this model was applied to the students who were going through the examination during COVID time, the recent pandemic situation which we had, so we find an interesting finding, that when we compared the current cohort with that of the previous cohort from batch 1 to batch 9, the annual final examination pass rate for the batch 1 to batch 9 before the pandemic showed a pass percentage of 70 to 96 roughly, whereas the pass percentage of the current batch, uh, which is about 84.5. So which shows us that this result is indeed reliable and valid, dependable and reproducible. So this finds us in a very positive note that this particular model, the design model, is very useful and can be used during a crisis time. So based on the result data we have, impact on learning shows us, in conclusion, this online exam model or the operational model is a credible alternate to face-to-face examination that requires new learning technology and is very cost effective. As we can see, we used existing softwares which are there in most of these higher learning education system like Google Meet and LMS, and we can use this with a proper design plan of an SOP which is required for online exam conduction, which is slightly different than from manual exam conduction. So by incorporating these two steps, that is proper SOP guidelines with the use of technology which is existing in the university without need to buy a very costly or higher cost uh, softwares to conduct the same thing. So thus we highly recommend this model for all examinations that involve participation of off-campus students examinations. Thank you so much.